Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. You amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. Well, this video has been an absolute. Um, don't even ask. Don't even ask. You're looking absolutely amazing, by the way. And we have some bad news in the Jay Slater case, as it would appear that they've found a body. They've found a body. Now, there's been no formal identification, but they are basically saying, look, this is him. This is him. And not only that, but they're seeming to put it down to an accident, potentially a fall in a mountainous area. Whether they're saying that there was an attempt to perhaps climb up, perhaps to obtain a better view and see which way to go. Who knows? Who knows? But look, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions that people are going to have at this time. The only thing that we can say is, look, my thoughts and feelings do indeed go out to the family because it's tragedy. You know, they've at the end of the day, if it's Jay, they've lost their son. We may not have agreed with everything. We absolutely may not have agreed with everything that we've seen. Maybe there's lessons to be learned there as well, that not everything that is happening is seen to us, and it would certainly appear that this group decided to do this search secretly so they could cordon off the areas, they could do it away from the public eye, and look, they've located him, albeit a month or more down the track. But you know, at least there is some closure, if you like, or is there? Because if Jay was my family member, if he was my brother or my son or something like that, do you know what I mean? I would be asking some people some questions. There'd be some people who I'd be holding over the fire, because we have two things that happened here, and they're very similar to the Riley Strain situation. You have a group of people who decide to go out, they go abroad together, decide to attend this rave event together, and Jay seemingly ends up at a B&B on his own, away from his friends, and ends up deceased. And that's the short version. Do you know what I mean? That is the short version to this story. My questions would be, why did he end up on his own? Where were his friends? Why didn't they keep an eye on him? And before people talk about that, oh, people don't need to babysit one another, yes, you do. Yes, you do. People do need to look after one another, especially in foreign countries. And if Jay Slater's legacy should be anything, it should be that this young lad potentially died through fucking stupidity, and the entire group should be held accountable for it. Because it could have been prevented. Another tragic event that could have been prevented if people just gave more of a toss about one another. But like I say, there are some questions here. Absolutely some questions here. First of all, the issue with the friends. Why weren't the friends looking after Jay? Why did he end up in a situation where he's on his own? Why did he end up back at a B&B with someone who just happens to be a convicted drug trafficker? And are we saying that Jay genuinely turned down a phone charger that he was apparently offered? He turned down a lift that he was apparently offered. A woman sees him walking in the wrong fucking direction and does nothing about it and just carries on letting him walk in the wrong direction, even though she has made the conscious decision to do that as well. She's watched him walk in the wrong fucking direction, clocked it, and thought, fuck it, let him get on with it. Do you know what I mean? And the reporting of him, how long did it truly take for them to report him? And then what was done then? Why, in the very early days, if Jay was still on foot and he was walking, and we're talking about hours of him being missing, and he walked from there, how fucking far did he get in that amount of time? And if he'd have been reported missing at the right time, or people would have acted at the right time, would there have been a different outcome in this? They're the questions. They're the questions that people are going to have. Do you know what I mean? It just, to me, it just doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right. But who am I? Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm somebody on the internet who has an opinion and voices an opinion. And sometimes I piss people off. Sometimes I don't. But it is a tragedy. I wish Jay, you know, if this is indeed him, which it does appear to be, you know, I hope that they can heal and they can move on from it all. But I still want to know how this all happened. I probably never will, because nobody owes us, the public, anything. You know, it's something that the family will have to deal with on their own. But yeah, certainly some questions. How did it happen? Why did it happen? Did he decide to do these things under his own duress, or was something going on that made him feel that he had to make these decisions, and it was this forced situation that led to his demise. But anyway, I'm going to go before I screw someone else up, because this whole video, well, overseas malarkey ain't going well, I tell you. Anyway, you have a fantastic rest of your Monday, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.